Okay, guys, this is a question that's on your quiz that you're taking today. And it's probably one of the trickiest ones. I give you hints on the question telling you that you need to solve this in 3 different parts. And if you take this a step at a time, you should be able to do this without an issue. So it says a construction company uses 900 bricks to build 2 walls in a room. Using that information, how many bricks are required to construct 6 new walls of the same size? Okay, so that's one part of the question that you need to solve. Then the next part says, if the cost of 1 brick is 10 cents and the labor charges are $50 for 1 wall, what is the total cost of building 6 walls? So I'm going to kind of teach you just how to set this up. I'm not really going to solve anything. I'm just going to kind of put you on the right path, okay? So we want 900 bricks, and you're building 2 walls with that. Then we want to know how many bricks we're going to need for 6 walls. Okay, so that's the first part. Okay, so you're going to need a WKU for that. Okay, so we have bricks to walls, right? And we said it's 900 bricks for 2 walls, right? And we're looking for 6 walls. So I'm going to leave that there for you. Then the next part they want is a cost. So they say 1 brick is 10 cents. Okay? And then they're saying that it is $50 for 1 wall. Actually, I'm going to change that to red because I crossed out that part of the question in purple. $50 for 1 wall. And we want the total cost of 6 walls. Okay? So you're going to want another WKU. Okay? So we want dollars per brick. Right? And we know it's 10 cents for 1. And then you're going to figure out the number of bricks here, right? So then you're going to know that here, so you'll know what to multiply by to figure this out, okay? So you need this answer to know what to multiply by, and that will help you figure out your WKU for the dollars for the bricks, okay? And then you know this other WKU, we're talking about dollars per wall, right? And we said it's $50 for 1 wall. Well, you know how many you're building. You're building 6. So you need to figure that cost out. And then you need the total cost. So you're going to have to add, right? You're going to have to add this cost and this cost together. The cost of your bricks and the cost of your walls together to get your final answer, okay? So I helped you set that one up. You have to solve it. Okay, guys, you're going to read this problem and think, oh my gosh, there's no way I'm not doing this. But you can do it. You just have to break it up and go step by step, okay? So I'm going to help you set this up. So it says, a soccer team plays 104 tournaments in 2 years, playing the same number of tournaments each year. In each tournament, they play 3 games. If they won a total of 55 games in the first year and 103 games in the second year, how many games did they lose in both years? Is the number of games won greater than the number of games lost? Show your work. Okay. So let's pick out the important information, okay? So we know they're playing 104 tournaments in 2 years, okay? And it's the same number of tournaments in each year. So that should tell you that you can divide this evenly, right? So that's one thing that's important to know. We also need to know that they're playing 3 games in each of the tournaments, okay? And they won a total of 55 games in the first year. And they won 103 games in the second year. okay? We're looking for how many games are they losing in both years, okay? And then we have to compare. Are the number of games won greater than the number of games they lost, okay? So the first thing we have to do is you need to figure out how many tournaments they play each year, okay? So if they're playing 104 tournaments in 2 years, what we're going to have to figure out is tournaments. So that I am going to use WKU for this. I tell you in the formative that you don't have to use it for this one, but I'm going to because it is easy, okay? So tourneys, I'm going to abbreviate tourney per year. And what do we know? We know that they played 104 tournaments in 2 years. And so I'm going to try to figure out how many they played in 1 year. So that should be easy, right? We can figure that out pretty easily. So you know how to do that. So how do I get from 2 to 1? You know what you're going to do. So that's going to tell us how many tournaments they played in each year, okay? So this is going to be tournaments in each year, okay? So that's going to take care of that part, okay? So then what's next is in each tournament they play 3 games. So what am I going to have to do with that? They play 3 games in each tournament. Well, that should tell you that you're going to have to then take this information and multiply by 3 to figure out the number of games. Okay? And that will give you games per year. Okay? So that takes you to that point. So then if you know they won 55 games in the first year, so then you would have year 1. They won 55 games. Then you should be able to figure out how many they lost. If you know they only won 55, then you should be able to figure out how many they lost. From this, you should be able to figure that out. And then in the second year, if you know that they won 103, then you should be able to figure out how many they lost because they have to add together to get the amount of games. Then you should be able to compare them. Okay? So you should be able to set that up to figure it out. And I gave you some hints for that. So it should be enough to get you started. So those are probably the 2 hardest ones that you have on your quiz. And I gave you some hints to get you started on that. Remember, the office hours are at 10:45, or live lesson, I should say. And so if you have more questions on those 2 or any of the others, you can pop on and ask, and we'll be happy to help. Okay, thanks, guys. Good luck on your quiz. You got this.